Hi Pisces, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. It is lovely to have everybody. So Pisces, this is going to be your mid-months for September 2023 reading. We're going to check in on the energy, see what's going on for you. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. And guys, always discern the messages accordingly. You know where they fit in your life, so don't force them to fit somewhere they don't, right? Pisces, real quick, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed, and commented on the channel. I appreciate each and every single one of you. It's one of the best ways to show the support to the channel and to myself for all that I try to do for you guys, so thank you for that. And if you're interested in personal readings, and those who have already booked, those who have donated to the channel, thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. And if you are interested, check out the description box below, the about section of the page, or you can go to holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products and services. So enough of all that good stuff, right? Pisces, I was meditating a little bit, and what I heard from Spirit was very simple. You do not have to perfect the process. You are to be part of the process. So it's kind of the need to be in flow of everything that's coming in, everything that is working its way around. It's the curiosity. I instantly got the thought of the Page of Cups energy and how curious he is, and wish fulfillment that comes with the fish that's jumping out of that cup and the splash that it makes in our world. And I look at the Pisces card here too. She's in fluid movement and dance. So just allow things. I got the goosebumps up my legs and up my arms. I love it. Pisces, just be in it. Be a part of the process. I don't know what perfecting it is about for you right now. You guys don't necessarily tend to be the perfectionist per se, but you can be as well, right? We all have that in us. So let's just see what the cards show. But that was the intuitive stuff. Balance and reaction. I think your emotions are finally coming into balance for you. This retrograde period, it ends tomorrow, but we'll be in the post-shadow phase. We've had all of these planets in retrograde period, right? It's been a time frame for the ages. But in that, you may be getting a better grasp on the things around you that are leading you to a place of emotional understanding within yourself. So surface. I feel like there's a ton of water energy coming in with this reading already. I do feel like if you felt submerged, if you felt pushed down to like the bottoms of the ocean, if you felt like you were being drowned, Spirit is saying it's safe for you to come up for air. It's safe to come up for air now, that it's giving you the space in the room to breathe. For Pisces unity, I just did Taurus's reading. You might be dealing with a Taurus. You might have some prominent Taurus placements in your chart. Unity came out for Taurus as well, and magnetism. You are being drawn in to, Spirit is saying it's more so attracting your desires. So I stand corrected, attracting your desires for what brings you, like, it's almost like, I almost feel like you're getting your land legs. Like if you were to, watch The Little Mermaid, right? Like she eventually gets her legs. That's kind of how it feels. It's like learning to walk for the first time, getting out of that emotional depth, putting your legs to the land, putting your feet to the grass, and getting, it's that baby deer, right? The baby deer, the baby lamb, the baby cow, whatever. Learning how to stand again. And for Spirit is bringing my attention to the fact that it may feel weak, it may feel wobbly, it may feel, you may just feel uncertain of how this stability is going to push you up, how it's going to boost you. It's coming. It's coming for you. It's coming to aid you. It's coming to help you. Spirit is saying, just keep hanging on. Another thing, they're drawing me to the fact that of all the water signs, Pisces, you tend to sit in the most emotional imbalance sometimes, and that can feel really rocky for you guys. So they're like saying to you, like you're being nurtured. You're going to get this balancing energy, and it may feel, I don't even know that it feels uncomfortable. It just kind of, it's uncertain. That's really the word that it's uncertain. It's like this uncertainty attached to this, but your legs are going to get stronger with every step that you take. Every move that you make forward, you're going to become stronger and more confident in the direction in which you're heading. So be kind and compassionate and gentle with yourself as you begin to breathe air again. As you get those land legs, you know, for the first time in such a long time. You may feel like you've been swimming for so long that you don't know what it is to stand upright, right? Giving your arms a rest and letting your legs do the work. Check in and manifest. It's checking in with your emotions, checking in how you're feeling. Are you a vibrational match to the things that you are trying to accomplish in your life at this time? So Pisces, for Pisces, please. I also feel like, it's funny, like I usually see, I'm going to pause for a second. I usually see these two people on this card as two separate people. Pardon me, I can't get comfortable. But what this is showing me, specifically this time around for the first time, is almost like she, right, is coming up from him. So it's like this is the same person, but it's kind of like she's being pulled to the surface. So you could be stepping out of your masculine energy, starting to embrace that more feminine energy, regardless of gender. But it feels like almost like a resurrection of sorts as you're stepping back into this emotional balance where he was asleep and she is awake. You know, it's coming to the surface. I don't have to close my eyes. I don't have to worry. I don't have to wonder. I'm starting to see clearly now. I see clearly now. The rain is falling, whatever, you know, like I'm hearing that song. But this emergence from the depths of what was so heavy and hard, you know, the weight of water is extremely tumultuous. Water itself is a hell of an element that can do mass destruction. I feel like the weight of this water has caused destruction within you, or it feels that way to you anyhow. But it's, again, bubbling to the surface. You're coming to the surface. Spirit says, keep going, and ask for help. If you need divine guidance, ask, reach out. Again, you know, to not perfect the process, but to be a part of the process is to ask your guides for help and for the support and the love and the nurturing that you need to see you through. Keywords here, you're almost there, Pisces. So whatever that means for you, you know where you're heading, what you're attempting to do. You're almost there. It's bringing you back to life, essentially. So, and for Pisces, please, Spirit, lighten up. I feel like this is about taking a step back from anything that does feel heavy for you, and you may be addressing it as such. That it's okay to take a minute to catch your bearings, right? Getting those legs up underneath you. The more and more strength that you're building in tenacity or courage or confidence or whatever it is that is equivocal to those, you know, land legs, the stronger you get, the easier it becomes to move forward, right? So you think about it like if you're working, you could pick up a gallon of milk is 8 pounds, right? And if you're weak and you're tired, that 8 pounds feels like it's 50. Then next thing you know, you're working on yourself, you're making those movements, 8:08 on the clock. You're making those movements, you're working out, you're strengthening yourself. That 8 pounds feels as light as a feather to you. It's no big thing to pick up a gallon of milk, right? So that's kind of, again, like this perseverance, this energy of like your free will and your confidence is going to strengthen you to continue to move forward. I like this message a lot. I really do. I think it's awesome. All right, Pisces. I'm glad, because of some of the readings I did, I was like, whew, I felt like I was being mean. I don't like that. All right, Pisces. So too many. Close encounters, the power of purpose and tender embrace. Stay in it, Pisces. Stay in it. All right. For Pisces, please, Spirit. These cards don't want to shuffle. Endless possibilities. It is what it is. Spirit is also saying letting the chips lie where they fall. Blah. It's going to get easier. Like you're gonna examine certain areas and understand where it is that you're heading beyond the ordinary. This is really a period of time of self-reflection for you, Pisces. I can't remember your last reading whatsoever. But you also recognize that there are phases of your life, parts of your life, and the one thing they're expressing to me specifically as a friends, or these even acquaintances, or maybe somebody that is more of an acquaintance that you considered a friend, and now they're kind of like going back to that acquaintance phase, like, yeah, I know you, but I'm not going to let you grow close to me kind of thing, where you've learned to have to kind of go back into protection mode, like you went out, maybe played a little too much with a certain person, and then realized that, they may not be healthy for you, and that could have made you feel, Spirit is saying, guilty for, you know, feeling like you had to shut down to that person. But ultimately what this is breaking you open. There is that new life, new birth, you know, just being cracked wide open by the universe. And there's that power of a purpose again. You understand the why of how this is playing out to some extent, right? That emotional energy is coming to the surface, resting the mind, not overthinking the processes. I just feel like there's just so much water. I feel like there's just water swimming around the table, but it's, you know, you look at the shoreline when a wave crashes and it starts to settle back down into the ocean, right? Like how it thins out and there's like little spaces of water here and there, like all of that stuff is finally drying up. Maybe where you've invested a lot of tears or energy or exhaustion. Spirit is even saying, please, from the heart space. You may have had some kind of emotional talk or with somebody that you really felt like it all came out, but it's starting to dry up. And when I say dry up, it's not in a negative sense. It's as in the fact that you did what you needed to do. You got it out. You got it up. And whatever followed that is starting to ease. So if there was some guilt or upset attached to a situation, it's starting to ease up for you. So, and that's a closing. That's a 10 also. So it's a closing and a new beginning. We're moving from the 10 to the 11. So, you know, like a page kind of energy, right? Waking the lion. And then in perfect harmony, it's divine, it's musical, it's passionate. It speaks to your soul. And I said earlier too, remember that it doesn't have to be perfection. It can just, you know, you just being part of that process again, and that imperfect harmony. And it's funny that word comes out specifically on the cards. It's already in perfect harmony. It's already in perfect flow. I tell people all the time, we are perfectly imperfect human beings, right? We are perfectly imperfect us. You know, that's who we are. It's who we stand as. We're not perfect in any capacity. We're not going to perfect anything. We might be great at it. I don't think anything's ever necessarily been perfected, right? There's always another way to do it better, right? It's about learning through that process. But I do feel like whatever is happening for you is soothing the soul. And you don't have to get down to the deepest nitty gritty parts. Like they're redirecting me to the sand. Some of you might be at the beach. You might be going on vacation, something like that. I keep being drawn back to that beach kind of energy. You know, it's like when you come home from the beach or you leave the beach and you go to your hotel room and you've got sand in places like you didn't know you had. And, you know, you get home a week later and you're still picking sand out between your toes and your fingernails. You still go and you clean up, right? You still feel better than you did. You're not covered in salt water and all that stuff. So even if you did miss a crevice of sand, like it's not the end of the world. It's fine. Like you don't have to be polished or polish a situation. 1313, endings and beginnings, right? Death card. You don't have to be polished to perfection. You just have to be you. And I think that's the very, very key point to take away in this. Pisces, I almost said Virgo and Leo. Ooh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Where's my other cards? Where are they? Ah, there they are. Okay. Let's do some clarifying for you guys. I like this. And P.S. 9, 10, 11. Okay? 10 and 11. Yeah. All right, Pisces. This is pretty energy. This is really pretty. Some of you guys might be musically inclined, might be writing, or you might write music, you know? Very, very interesting. All right, 10 of Swords. Yeah, putting an end to whoever this person, there I said earlier, there it is, the 3 of Cups. Whoever this acquaintance or friend was, it's kind of like they're going back and reverting. You may have seen, again, that 10 of Swords is some backstabbing, some betrayal, something that went on completion. There it is, the world, the end, right? You are putting a close to a cycle with a particular person. It's interesting. Like, I also feel like they're ready for this cycle to end as well. I don't think they could keep up some falsified persona or like the confusing energy that they were carrying. You've seen what it was. There may have been some third-party talk, like, you know, people may have been saying something and like this chit-chat back and forth of, oh, this person this and oh, this person that, whatever this particular situation in your world was about. But it's like, no, you know, it was fun while it lasted and now it's a done deal and we're moving on. So, but it's clearing out any confusion, and that may be where this emotional eruption of these emotional energies had come from for you guys. So what is this broken open for Pisces, please, Spirit? Got the Queen of Pentacles. What else for Pisces? Clarify broken open. Stable, sturdy, and steady. Eight of Pentacles, working with it, working on it, working towards it. Some of you just may have returned to work as well, is what I'm getting. And then the Queen of Wands. Ooh, I'm gonna throw, this is a side message, Holy Toledo. Some of you may return to working on a marriage or a family situation where your stability is, you're recognizing where your stability lies. You know, not everything is the grass isn't always greener on the other side, right? But I feel like you're working back towards a particular person or situation to rebuild, reconnect, and rejoin. The Fool is willing to take the risk to make things work out in a favorable way. For some of you, you may be torn between two people or had been torn. This may be where this other person was coming from. So it may have been an impulsive action that was taken, thinking that the grass would be greener on the other side, but you are recognizing, again, something about this person that is not serving. You could have been dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. I said Virgo earlier, right? And on the other side of that, you could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. So you're playing with these two energies, but I feel like you really did finally turn your back to a particular person and or situation. You might have taken a risk. It might have been what you thought was a calculated risk. It didn't work out to your better benefit, but I also think that that risk is leading you to a greater reward in the end. So it could have just been a really tough go. That person that you're returning to, or whatever this situation is, and it doesn't have to be love, right? It can be work, it can be anything. Again, friendships, whatever. And this could have just been a really strong friendship that you were dealing with, and maybe you were neglecting some other responsibilities as a result of that. They may be a little brash with you. It might be a little like, we're gonna do this my way now. But I think that you're willing to put in the work, or this could be the other way around, where whoever you're dealing with could be willing to put in the work to make things work and become better than they had been. And there's the Lover's card as it falls out of the deck. The choices, I feel like you're moving on from options. The King of Pentacles. Something that is more stable and more grounded. You are becoming more stable and grounded in your emotional energy. And there's that Six of Wands. Pisces, I'm going to say this to you guys, and there's the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups. I think like you're leaving those things in the background. You may be asking for forgiveness. Somebody else may be asking for forgiveness. It's almost like, hey, I'm sorry, but this isn't what I thought this was going to be, and I was wrong. A little bit of humility being had there, right? But Pisces, I will say, where was I going with? If you had a long-standing connection or commitment to something, and for some of you too, Spirit's bringing to my attention that you could have left a job and then gone, you know what? This isn't what it was cracked up to be. I want to come back to where I used to be. Will you take me back, please? Because it offers you more. It offers you something that is going to be much more refined. It doesn't have to be, perfectly polished, as I said. It doesn't have to, you don't have to perfect it. So if you're dealing with a marriage or a partnership, guys, know that our marriages, our relationships are not always perfect, right? Would we like for things to be picture perfect, fairy tale, Cinderella-esque? Of course. But the reality of it is it's a lot of hard work when we're working with another person on every aspect of our lives, right? So you're going to have good days and bad days and in-between days. And even if you're just dealing with yourself, for those of you who are single, if this is friendships and things like that, like those are still relationships, and those relationships need to be nurtured. You have to nurture those things, and you also have to nurture yourself. And the best gift you can give to somebody else is to work on you, because then you create that ripple effect, and you're in a better version of who you are, who you need to be, so that you can be a better version for them. Plain and simple. So Pisces, I like this reading though. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just, you had to see something. You had to see something differently. You had to experience something that was different for you to understand what it is that you may have already had. It's that gratitude, that appreciation. So not necessarily a bad thing, right? All right. Shining Lotus is the advice. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength. so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of a challenge. At other times, we are ready to take a risk and allow the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. Don't perfect yourself. Just be you. Just be who you are, right? Pisces, I like your message for the middle of the month. I really do. Even if it was very overwhelming or had been overwhelming, you're going through these overwhelming emotions right now. It's getting better. It is. And I think most of you are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And but of course you guys are all on different timelines, so discern that accordingly. But I think it's good. I hope you guys have a fantastic month. And this could have been some Venus retrograde kind of testing, like trying to figure out where you were, who you were, what you needed, what you wanted, that kind of thing. And I do think you've gained some clarity around that. So good deal, Pisces, good deal. So I'm sending you guys all my very best. A lot of love and light to you. And if you're interested in a personal reading, you can find that information again in the description box below, the About section of the page, and at holisticallyzenwv.com. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.